Born on June 22, 1958 in Royal Oak, Michigan, Bruce Lorne Campbell is an American actor, producer, author, and director, best known for portraying Ash in the Evil Dead franchise. Known for mostly appearing in B-level horror movies, Bruce has managed to garner a huge cult following, with his roles in films such as Bubba Ho-Tep and his cameos in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. He has also found success on the small screen, starring in several TV series including The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr., Burn Notice, and currently on the Starz series Ash vs. the Evil Dead. But you already knew that. So, here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Bruce Campbell. Number 10. He used to be a cab driver. After dropping out of college, Bruce began driving a taxi for the Southfield Cab Company in Detroit. He found himself working overnights and would often drive prostitutes around. The prostitutes would often try to get out of the cab fare by offering to pay him with their services. He worked there for a little over a year. Number 9. He was once a security guard for beer. When Campbell took a security job at the Anheuser-Busch plant, he worked from midnight to 8 a.m. He also had completed The Evil Dead 2, but it wasn't as financially successful as they may have hoped. He worked there until he got a role in 1989's Moontrap. Number 8. He got a part by beating himself up. In 1993, Campbell landed the lead role in The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. The execs were looking for an actor who could do the stunts required for the role. When Campbell auditioned for the role, to prove his physicality, he grabbed himself by the collar and did a forward flip. The casting director insisted he perform that stunt in each callback. Number 7. He was almost the Phantom. Back in the early 90s, Hollywood was obsessed with making movies of old 1930s superheroes. Alec Baldwin had starred in the less than stellar The Shadow, and in 1994, a casting call had gone out for a big screen adaptation of another old 1930s superhero, The Phantom. Campbell auditioned for the role and ended up being a finalist for the role, but ultimately, the part ended up going to Billy Zane, forever ensuring his A-list leading man status. Number 6. He's an ordained minister. During an interview back in 2013, Campbell was asked what was the strangest thing he had done as an icon of the horror movie genre. He said that he once married a couple who were dressed as zombies at ZomCon 2010 in Seattle, Washington. Number 5. Evil Dead was financed by dentists. Bruce Campbell and director Sam Raimi began making movies back in high school. After graduation, the pair filmed an 8mm short of the horror film they wanted to make. Raimi showed it to a group of dentists, hoping they would invest. One dentist gave them the money he was going to spend in Vegas, which was $2,000, plus a little extra. That little extra was about 17 times the $2,000. Number 4. He was put into a scene to shut up another actor. Back in 1995, Sam Raimi was directing the revenge western The Quick and the Dead. One of the actors in the film, Pat Hingle, was insisting that they film a scene where he confronted a pimp that had roughed up his daughter. Apparently, Hingle was so insistent that when Campbell visited the set, Raimi threw him into costume and put him in the scene with Hingle to satisfy him. The scene was never going to be part of the film. Number 3. During the filming of Army of Darkness, he had to be rushed to the hospital. During a 2015 Reddit Ask Me Anything, someone asked how many times did you actually injure yourself while filming the Evil Dead movies. Campbell responded that during a fight scene, he was flipping over a stunt guy and the breastplate he was wearing dug into his not unsubstantial chin and had cut him pretty bad. He was rushed to the hospital, but they were unsure of which cut to work on, as he was in full costume and makeup and had several fake cuts all over his face. Number 2. He didn't like the name Evil Dead. After production on The Evil Dead finished, they started seeking distribution, calling the film The Book of the Dead. One man, Ivan Shapiro, who had worked with George Romero, thought that the audience would think they were going to have to read. So, he suggested other titles such as Blood Flood, Death of the Dead, and finally, Evil Dead, which Campbell called, quote, poor, but the least worst of the bunch. Number 1. He was once a real-life cowboy for an afternoon. During the Reddit AMA session on YouTube, Campbell was asked if it's difficult being a celebrity. He stated that he lives in rural Oregon where no one cares he's an actor, and told a story that once one of his neighbors asked if he would come help him move 100 cattle up the road because he heard that he was once a cowboy in a TV show. Campbell agreed and used an extra horse the man had and spent an afternoon herding cattle on horseback up a rural Oregon road. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this that are uploaded weekly, please hit subscribe. If there is a certain celebrity that you would like to see featured in an upcoming video, please leave their name in the comment section below.